Welcome back, dude and dudettes, to another wild episode of Send It Mate. We're here to talk about all things hunting and outdoors. And today, we've got something that'll keep your gear running smoother than a dingo's getaway.
That's right. Our show is brought to you by High Caliber, the gun and knife oil company that knows how to keep your firearms and blades in tip-top shape.
High Caliber is like the secret sauce for hunters, anglers, and outdoorsy folk everywhere. It's like the magic potion that makes your gun and knives happier than a dog with two tails.
You know, guys, I've been using High Caliber oil for a while now, and let me tell you, it's the duck's nuts. My rifle practically sings a lullaby when I take it out hunting.
And speaking of lullabies, ever tried sneaking up on a deer with a squeaky gun? It's a prime way to end up with no venison in the freezer. You'll be hungrier than a vegan at a bacon festival.
Absolutely. But with High Caliber oil, your gun will be quieter than a ninja in moonlight. You'll be stalking your prey with the grace and stealth of a mountain lion.
High Caliber doesn't just keep things quiet, it also prevents rust and corrosion, so you won't find your gear looking like it spent a season at the bottom of a creek.
That's right, and for you knife enthusiasts out there, High Caliber has got you covered too. Your trusty blade will slice through anything smoother than butter on a hot biscuit.
So, folks, don't let your gear become a rusty, squeaky mess. Head on over to highcaliber.com.au and grab a bottle of their oil today.
And if you use the code SENDITMATE at checkout, you'll get a special discount. I say again, use the code SENDITMATE for all your oil slick, stealthy hunting needs.
Thanks to High Caliber, you'll be sending it in style and silence.
So, gear up, oil up, and send it, mate. High Caliber, the ultimate oil for the ultimate hunter.
Welcome, all you good mofos. I'm Josh.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are Send It Mate Podcast.
Coming at ya over the podcast. It's not really sound waves anymore, is it? It's like streaming.
It's not the airwaves.
No,
it's
we don't.
The
Underground cables.
what?
I don't know. NBN and shit. Nah, still satellite though, isn't it?
NBN.
We're still going
That
on.
reminds me of the cameo of Arnie Donna. Would you like some NBN? It's fucking hilarious.
NBN is a massive fail.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I think that the system that they rolled out just wasn't a complete system. So if you want to keep a little bit of the old, but then add a whole bunch of new shit, you're still just going to bottleneck. So you fucked it up.
I mean, we're still nowhere near the speeds of the rest of the developed world, so what was the point?
Yeah, that's a good point. My speed is less now than what it was before the NBN was put in.
Try living in the hills.
Yeah. I
Mate,
mean,
internet,
you just don't have
butt fucking,
internet. What,
computer.
like, interwebs? What is that? Some sort of futuristic whiz-bang gadget?
I'll leave that to you, man.
I'm just waiting for Elon Musk to shoot these damn things into orbit so we get like full world coverage.
Are the G5 satellites? Is that what they are?
I don't know.
It can't be G5. G5's got to be line of sight. That's why
I
there's so
mean,
many
by
fucking
G5,
towers.
do you mean 5G?
Yeah. What's a G5?
It's a plane.
G6?
I know the G5 will be the predecessor to the G6.
G-Wagon? 5G.
G-bangers.
5G.
You're a G-Wagon.
Apologies for my voice this week, listeners. I may or may not have COVID, so...
Can you apologise to us as well? We have to listen to it.
Well,
I have to listen to you for the last 27 fucking years of my life.
No one's made you.
no.
No one's made you.
Purely.
You just keep rocking up on my doorstep like a lost dog.
Against my better judgment.
I got to pat you and feed you and shit.
Every now and then he takes him to the vet.
Nah, fuck that. Vet bills are too expensive, mate. That's why I still got COVID.
You're saying you'd have me put down before treatment? You'd put me down instead.
Yeah, it's way cheaper.
22 rounds cheaper than a vet trip to the vet.
Anyway, I nearly had to take my puppy to the vet yesterday.
Really?
You sick?
How do you nearly you either did or you didn't?
I was on the precipice of making the decision to take him, and we didn't.
I nearly won $1 million.
Now he's fine, so I saved some money.
That's what I mean. I've sat down and had this conversation with my dog. I'm being like, you get sick, bro. You're on your own. I ain't paying
He
for
hasn't
your
been
vet
sick
bills.
since.
Yeah, he hasn't been sick since. If he has, I haven't
He's
known
got
about
sense,
it.
that dog. He listens well.
That's why he still has elephantitis of the testicles.
Yes.
So need to put a photo of that up on Instagram.
Those massive
Black
nuts.
dog balls.
It's-
Has he got a hump pillow or something? The dude's probably just backed up as all fuck.
Oh,
And
100% he is.
Yeah.
It's like a bowling ball.
doesn't even know what a girl looks like. Got these urges. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Has he met a female dog?
Yeah, of course. Multiple times.
What breed was it?
Kelpie.
It was like it was a pug.
Border
You'd be like,
collie,
yeah,
sorry.
fuck that.
Border collie. Actually, my old dog, Alfie, was a male and a staffy. So that would never work. It could work because it's 2021. If they
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to work, they could.
I mean, fuck, it's 2021. They probably could have got pregnant.
I'm holding off saying a word just for you, Caleb.
Thanks, mate.
That's all right, buddy.
Thanks.
That's all right.
I like not editing if I don't have to.
Ryan, it's just clicked in Ryan's head. He's like,
Light bulb.
anyway, so point of interest this week, I am taking this one because last week I had a little bit of adventure because I am spontaneous and I don't overthink things.
This is called point of interest, not Monday brag.
And I would say
it's a
the
brag.
word is disorganized,
It's-
which
it's a
leads
brag.
into spontaneity because you
Spontaneity.
don't plan anything.
Spontaneity.
Thank you,
Not
Josh.
spontaneity.
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 Yeah.
It's continuity, spontaneity.
Jesus, I'm being corrected on my punctuation by Josh.
By Josh. Only because I corrected him recently on spontaneity.
The world's changed, man.
Clearly, a second party has put him up to speed
Is-
as well
is
because he did
up?
disagree.
The world's backward, man. It ain't right. It just ain't right.
We're in the upside down.
Anyway, so last week I had the opportunity to go out with my mate Steve and his mate Nick
Stephen.
fishing. Anyway, so it was a bit of a spur of the moment thing. We took Thursday off and we headed out to Cape Jervis and the back door passage. That's right. That's what it's called.
It's 2021, bro.
It's 20, yeah.
Is that how you got on this trip?
Oh, like
How did that go? Did Stephen call you up and be like, "Hey, you want to go to the back door passage?" And were you like,
No, it was in between like KI and obviously the mainland. And I actually learned something that day. So
Australia or Antarctica?
as we were going out, I learned that it's the roughest water in the world. It can be the roughest water in the world.
Yeah, the strait between Kangaroo Island and
Yeah.
yeah.
And meanwhile, we're in this like 6 meter boat, like getting air.
Yeah, but the spontaneity was just ridiculous.
Spontaneity.
Stop
yes.
it.
It was amazing. It was great. Anyway, so we went out, we launched out. It took us a few hours to get roughly into an area where they wanted to fish, and we pretty much just sat there looking out for any like bait balls and birds. And Steve just saw a whole heap of birds in the distance that were actually sitting on the ocean. They weren't diving. And next thing you know, they all just took off and then started diving. And you could actually see the tuna coming out of the water and hitting the bait, all the bait fish. It was pretty amazing. Anyway, we beelined for it and we trawled straight past it. Next thing you know, boom, we on.
Fish on.
So we're all scrambling. We're like, shit, because we weren't expecting it, as always. Like, shit, reeling in all these, like all the other reels. And
Interesting you say scrambling. We're using an egg beater.
yes, Caleb. Yes.
For those following at home, if you listen to our
Actually,
previous podcast,
we were using an egg beater.
we at great length established what an egg beater was.
Yeah, we did.
Ryan is now up to speed.
Well, now I know that an egg beater is a reel that sits on the underside of the rod and you turn it like an egg beater.
Oh, my God. Anyway, long story short, this bluefin tuna has just taken off. So we were scrambling, we're reeling in all the other lines. And Nick's actually set the hook in the tuna. Not that you need to set the hook in the tuna. Anyway, he's sort of like, he was driving, so he sort of put it down. He's like, shit, take this, Josh. And he's jumped back on the wheel. And I'm sitting there going, crap. It's my first ever tuna. So I've never, ever caught a tuna. And I'm like, crap. So I just started whining, just kept whining. Anyway, it was odd because the waters had gone, like they were real rough. And then it just sort of, in this space of maybe a few minutes, it had just flattened out. And it was quite nice.
It was a sign from God.
Was it
And
lovely?
I got this tuna up to the side of the boat, and then he's just seen the boat, and he's just like dove straight down. And he did that 3 times, and I didn't think I was going to get him. And I saw the last time I saw, obviously, a flicker of like silver on the water. I'm like, shit, yeah, it's almost here, it's almost here. And then I just remember looking up, the leaders come through the top eye, and Nick's just like, he's a jet on the gaff. He's just like, boom, gaffed it, got it onto the boat. And yeah, it was high fives and hand shandies after that. My first ever bluefin tuna. It was about
What was the weight?
9 kilos, maybe 10. Not overly big, but it was all right. Yeah.
I wouldn't even know.
Well, man, that was my first tuna, and
Well done, son.
It was great, and it would only ever happen if you just took opportunities when they popped up at the spur of the moment. Caleb,
Yeah, just live a little, bro.
yeah,
Just don't plan anything.
Thanks for those words of wisdom, Josh.
that's all right, buddy. It's all right. Anything to help.
So
you
have you got the tuna? Did you bring it home, cut it up?
What'd you do? Sashimi?
Yeah, so we kept fishing for the rest of the day, and we head in at about 2, 3 in the afternoon. We stopped off. We gutted it. Nick took a quarter, and then we took the head off. And actually, behind the head of the tuna, there's like 2 little like 50-cent pieces of meat, like sized meat, and we scooped them out. And we had some sashimi out on the boat.
Is that the cheek equivalent?
No, it was
Like a little
It
skull.
was like in level with the eye, and sort of like yeah, definitely wasn't the cheek. There's that butterfly sort of like cut that you can get off the head. It wasn't that. It was completely different. Anyway, we ate that. It was absolutely divine. And I took the tuna home, and it's now sitting in my fridge.
And
cut up,
why
obviously.
did we have chicken and chips for dinner tonight?
You
That's
don't eat
a
fish.
Very good question.
Oh, fuck.
That's why.
I eat tuna.
Oh, now you tell
He
me.
doesn't eat white.
I don't
my
eat
gosh.
fish, but I eat tuna.
I've specified I don't eat fishy fish.
Oh, my God. You're
Like,
a fish.
Is tuna a red fish? Like a what's the difference between, say, a whiting and a tuna? Is there a different sort of species isn't the right word, but category of fish? Like it has like red meat and white meat.
I think that the texture's different, definitely. And it was a light red. I wouldn't say dark red. Caleb's had
Pink?
more experience with seeing
Pink? I don't know.
seeing tuna.
Yeah, I've
You
been
got
I've been to
yourself-
tuna farms.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what do they drive tractors there or?
Oh my God.
I'm not even going to grace that with a fucking response. What was the fight like, Josh, when you're reeling it in? Like,
Actually, to start with, it was just like pulling in dead weight. I didn't really feel any head shakes or anything like that. But as soon as it saw the boat, yeah, it just freaked out and just dove. And we're in shark-infested waters as well. So Nick and Steve are like, keep going, hurry up, get it in. So I was caught between them yelling at me and this bloody tuna seeing the boat and then diving back down. And 3 times, Nick said that's quite odd. Normally they'll sort of like run once or twice, but not 3 times. He says that's quite rare. So it put up a good fight, definitely. You didn't feel like the head shake of like barramundi or anything like that. It was just, yeah, it just sort of dove.
Just a battlefield.
They're quite powerful. It was a different feeling altogether. And I know this is pissing you off, Caleb, because you're like, fuck you. I would love to catch
Pretty
a
much.
tuna.
by the same token as beating Ryan's POI, where he was like, I went fishing and I caught 4 fish and they're all undersized.
Yeah. That was a point of interest for some people to just really grasp the concept of how shitty a fisherman I am.
This is true.
You're all right.
No,
You're
I'm a
okay.
terrible fisherman.
I've seen worse,
Yeah.
like way worse. Yeah. But you're like, you know on Top Gear when they do the lap times with the celebrities? Like, and you know, you have the high board and then you got the low board and old, what's his name's trying to be nice and be like, oh, and you're like 3rd from the bottom. Yeah, that's where I'm.
You didn't come dead last.
I'm shit, but I'm not the shittest.
Yeah, that's a win in itself, isn't it?
That's all right.
Apparently, like no one gets 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place anymore, or a win or a loss.
Everyone gets a prize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone gets hand shandies.
Handies. Anyway, what is the topic for this week?
Well, it's keep it in the family.
Ooh.
Now, following on from last week, can we just steer clear of anything weird, nudity, incest, anything weird about each other's families? 'Cause
Incest.
I feel like last week.
You
Last week,
I think we broke new ground last week.
Last week, I was sitting there going, "What the fuck are you trying to get at right now? You're making it sound like I grew up in a nudist colony."
pretty much did.
I mean, I was always under that.
There's no sugarcoating it, man.
Everyone was always naked when I went to your house, Caleb.
Oh, jeez.
There's no other way to put it.
Right, so that's what we're not going to cover in Keep It in the Family. We're going to discuss in any which way you will, except weird personal family
There
stories
is
that
still
involve nudity.
some fucking vibes going on between you two from last week.
There's some weirdness, I will admit, but
You're making this weird, bro.
Things
you
got a
made
little
it
bit-
weird.
they got a bit
Stop
heated.
making eye contact with me.
For those following at home, listen to last week's episode. It's quite a hoot.
I mean, we are naked right now, but
I mean, I've been naked since we started recording this. I don't know about you guys.
Clothes? What are clothes?
Clothes? Clothes.
Oh,
I like your clothes.
You mean rags? Rags and tatters.
all right, Ryan, look deep into my third eye and kick us away.
Righto. Keep it in the family.
Hang on. Can we just backtrack?
Point of order, what?
Can we just backtrack? How was your week, fellas?
Why? Where are we going with this?
Well, no one's asked.
No one's okay. I mean, my week was some challenges, some wins, some
Losses?
losses.
Any gains?
Nah, skip leg day, bro. So
There was the gymnastic bars outside earlier today.
yeah, that's definitely what it was. No, it was a good little pick me up. Smashed 1,000 of them. So
1,000.
yeah, no proof. Yeah, we'll put it up on
presses.
Insta. Put it up on
1,000.
Insta. Yeah.
Okay, yep. Well, since last week, I went to Victoria for work, and
Caught COVID. Let's not
I
forget
think
that.
that's probably what's happened. Came back. I went to a wedding on Saturday. It was lovely, divine, as you would say. Quite delightful.
Is there a point?
I don't know. Like, why are we having general
Is
chit
this a
chat?
segue or is this
What
like
happened?
just-
I'm asking.
how was your
Fuck
week,
yous.
Josh?
Fuck is all.
How was your week?
That was good.
What did you do?
Well,
Caught a tuna.
Went tuna fishing.
yeah, went tuna fishing and worked. And yeah, that's about it.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'm glad that we got that off our chest.
And now he smells like a horse.
He does. He smells like horse and beer.
It's a weird combo.
Horses beers.
Yeah, look, today was a long day, so we got a beer on the way out. Oh, we got a beer and then drank it when we were at home.
So you went to the bottler and got
That is
a beer.
so believable.
It is.
There's nothing wrong with having a beer then driving home.
Well, I never said that. I said I went home and had a beer.
Yeah, you're allowed
He
to
carried a
have-
beer all the way home, drank it warm.
I do that all the time.
But long story short is, yeah, like today was a long day and plenty of horse shit. Like literally.
Literal horse shit.
I'm sure everyone at home's lives are now enriched by learning the mundane nature of our week.
Yeah,
Well, you could have jazzed it up.
I can appreciate that.
I'm not going to lie. That was my week. It was just standard.
Well, that's pretty interesting, actually. You caught COVID and you're still alive.
Yeah, COVID's a con.
Well, yeah. I'm surprised you're admitting that because you did tell me that COVID wasn't real. So
No, COVID's not real.
this is a real 180 from you.
It's not real. It's
Yeah, 180 is a real. COVID's not. Lol jokes. Anyway, let's get back to our topic of keeping it in the family. So
This topic breakdown.
that's
the pain.
That's the we're breaking down the pain. Why are you referencing
You got
phallic
Tourette's?
objects?
Have you got Tourette's? You just shouted out the peen.
The fuck, man.
Stay tuned for random shouting out from Josh.
Just talking about this.
Do you want to get them all out now? Just list them all off.
I'll keep him.
Just save them for poignant
Yeah.
moments.
All right, I'm gonna start for the third time. So keep it in the family. Is there anything else? Is there anything else?
Fuck you, because this happens to the first person every time, and every other time it's us going first.
This is fair
It's your
play.
turn.
This is
It
fair
is.
play. All right.
This is fair play.
Start for the fourth time.
For keeping it in the family, it's fair
Keeping it in the
play.
family. So you guys will see, you'll notice here that in front of me I have got a book open.
Some reference material.
Did you buy a book?
No, this is a book that I bought. It's pretty good. It's an illustrated history of firearms. It was released by the National Fire Association, but it's pretty old. It's about
The National Fire Association?
no National Rifle Association.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry,
Said fire.
I said
Did say
firearms,
fire?
but it's the NRA. The
You said
NRA.
fire.
Um,
Oh, NRA, actual. Cool.
Actual NRA. Yeah. No, I bought this a very long time ago. But it's got a brief history on a bunch of different categories of guns. It's actually quite an interesting read. When I first started shooting, I bought this book.
I'm concerned there's multiple pages stuck together.
Well, I got very, very excited about guns in a very short space of time. Couldn't control myself, and voila, sticky pages.
There's a section on muzzle loading, which is quite...
I prefer the pump action page because I'm all about the action and I'm all about the pump, baby. But no, one of the things, because when we picked this topic last week, the keep it in the family thing, it reminded me of one of the pages in here that tells a little bit of a story about some guns that were custom made, gold plated, and they were for a yacht. So late 1800s, early 1900s, there was a yacht that was commissioned by what was essentially a female version of the Wolf of Wall Street. She was Colonel Edward Green's mum, which is kind of funny.
Oh,
So
Greeny's
United
mum.
States, yeah,
Greenie, I know him.
yeah, Greeny's mum. She was actually considered the Witch of Wall Street, which is her the nickname that she'd gained for herself. But she commissioned this vessel, and with it, she ordered these firearms. What are you laughing at?
Okay, cool. Keep going.
There's a story here. Just it
all right.
may be a little bit long.
I'm hanging in there.
Me. So there's a bunch of Winchester rifles from varying calibers, and there's also some 22 pistols. So it was like they're all gold plated. There's a matching set, and what happened is the boat sunk, and all of them were retrieved except for one of the pistols, which somehow managed to disappear, and then popped up later on and found by the NRA and put them all together, and the NRA now have them on display. It's really cool. If you Google the golden guns of the yacht was called United States. So it's like a family of guns that ended up fucking getting lost, got recovered. One of them disappeared for God knows how long, and then came back 100 years later, and they ended up putting them all together as a collection, and now they're on display, which I thought was pretty fucking cool because there's a shit ton of collections that have got one or two missing that just disappeared. Because how often do you get a unique collector's item like that and actually find it again? That it just never happens.
And then you got some people like private collectors that just squander them. You know, they just put them in their show, don't tell anyone.
Yeah, that's right. Which, I mean, is probably part of keeping it in the family, where you've got family heirlooms or I don't know what you call it, inheritance.
It'd be interesting to know how much they're worth.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Yeah. What are they worth?
They don't have a value that I've been able to find, actually. There's very little information about them on the internet that I've found. But they're not for sale. It's not something that would be put to auction or anything like that. They've got it and intentionally keep it just as a display piece. So I'd say it'd be invaluable would be the word applied to that.
Yeah,
Probably.
Do you remember a show called Sons of Guns?
Yes. I actually found the DVD collection of that, cleaning out my house as I am. I found Sons of Gun, the whole thing.
Yeah. Do you remember there was it was a lever gun and a pistol, I think, if I remember correctly, and it was of a Texas Ranger, and I think he might have been like Mexican or something like that, and it went like the dude that owns that business bought them for like $400,000, or one gun for $400,000. Yeah.
Was that to complete the set? Like, was
No,
it like?
I think he actually broke the set. I think he only walked away with one of the guns, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, like even guns that were used in movies. So a lot of the old westerns, even the more modern westerns that you see, like not obviously modern 2020 or anything like that, but the ones in the later part of the period where they were being made, they go to auction, they sell for heaps. It's a collector's item now. They can say that's the gun that, like John Wayne, like your family's got a John Wayne special edition.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you mention that because I like watching cute jokes, porn stars.
Yes, you do.
Hell.
The hub is calling.
Dirty boy.
And I was watching one the other day, and for GoldenEye or 007, sorry, not GoldenEye, but 007, the movie, I can't remember what movie, they actually they molded a pistol out of plastic as a prop.
No shit.
Right, and this prop, so the one that was on Pawn Stars was a fake, but the real prop actually sold for thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's a plastic. It's essentially just
useless.
a plastic
It's a plastic
brick.
mold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're paying for the fact it was in the movie, and celebrities all held it and used it, and
Yeah.
it's iconic because of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
But
if
having said that, most family heirlooms have some sort of, well, not most actually, but like the high price ones will have some sort of historical connection.
yeah, I feel like you're not really going to be shooting heirloom.
Well,
Rifles,
no, that's wrong, because if they're a functional firearm, you get more for them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
but you're not
as-
going to take it out like on the daily and fire it, are you?
Oh God, it'd be like, I don't know, you're getting married, you go to the range for your bucks party and shoot it or something like
Yeah,
that. I
like-
don't know, before the strippers or some shit. I don't know, but yeah. Look, you're not going to fire it all the time, but it's worth more if it's a functional weapon.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Is there anything else special about them apart from the fact they're gold plated?
just custom.
So they're not like a
special-
limited run or anything. They're not like a first edition Colt Patterson, Colt Patterson or something like that.
No, there was nothing particularly. Although I think they were off the first batch, but they weren't first of that batch. There was nothing significant in when they were ordered from the manufacturer. I think the gold plating, the insignia on it, and just the fancy fucking pants of the order, and the fact that they were. I mean, the yacht that they were on was bigger than the presidential yacht.
So this actually, just quickly, I actually just thought of something. This brings a big question in. So over the years, I've known a few mates that have have bought some old smelly 303s, Landfields and things like that, and they all think they're worth money because they're old. Right, just immediately they're like, "Oh, this is fucking
there's
worth
a
like $4
shit ton of
grand,"
them.
and I bought it at like $300. And I turn around and I look at it, and I'm like, "Dude, this is worth like $200."
Because there's a shit ton of them.
No. So what happened is the first series of them, if you can get the barrel, the action, and everything that matches up, as in the first series, yeah, it's worth something. Not a lot, but because there's a lot of them, but it is worth more than say that a Landfield that has like a Series 1 barrel on a Series 3 action. And they did that.
Yeah.
They chopped
Yeah,
and
it's
changed
because
it.
that became that manufacturing design where parts were interchangeable. So if you've got the originals,
Yeah, if you've got first edition everything,
it's hard to find.
it's
That's why
rare.
they're worth
It
so much.
then becomes
Yeah.
rarer within something that's quite common.
But what I'm trying to get across is not everything that. Now this is going to bring me onto my topic, but not everything is actually what it seems. It's not as valuable as everyone thinks, and like it goes to show that like exactly the topic of today, like keep it in the family. If it has, some sort of history or meaning for your family, it can be priceless, but it might not
This
be
is true.
The word you're looking for is sentimental value.
sentimental. That's it. Thank you.
No,
Happy to
you're
assist.
right. I mean, your old man's got firearms that you'd have sentimental value of.
Look, I'm going to touch on that today.
All right, well, you can wait your fucking turn.
No, it's 2021. I want to
I
go
think,
now.
Caleb, you're next, my friend. What is your...
I am. I'm going to take us in a different direction.
You're taking a leaf out of my book, my friend.
Oh, please.
Take a leaf off the tree.
I'm trying to, but
Shake it a little bit.
given that I'm the only one of the three of us that actually reads our emails, we had
Granted.
yes, this is true. We had an email from a listener this week.
Hey, Dan.
Hey. Was it
Incorrect.
Hayden? Hey, Don. He's the only one who emails us.
No,
Thanks for fucking telling us this, by the way.
no, I kept this on the wraps because I wanted to use it for my topic this week.
No, you can't do that.
I can do that.
You can't.
Well, I did.
For the listeners,
You can't
we should all vote if Caleb gets a fucking sack tap out of this.
Just sack him anyway. Tap him
You
anyway.
can vote all you want. You guys have the login. You can access our emails anytime
Don't
you
be
want.
Wait,
silly.
I
I
have
don't
a
have a login.
What the fuck?
Everyone knows you take care of the accounts. Josh has the good looks, and I have the weirdness.
Pretty much.
Anyway, so
Dynamic duo.
thanks to Mitch to emailing in this week. And I feel you saying, how the hell are you relating this to Keep It in the Family? Well, I'm going to extend our family out to our family of listeners.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, well played. No,
You're
do you know
welcome.
what?
Damn, Caleb.
And we've got
Fucking-
quite a larger listener base than what I anticipated we would ever get.
And the whole point of this podcast really was to engage with other people in the hunting and outdoor family. So
Just ordinary people. Yeah, just a normal, everyday person.
Every day, just what are they called? Average Joes. Because we're average Joes. We try not to get too much
bloody oath
fucking
we are.
sparkle going on.
Actually, I'd say we're below average.
well, according to Josh last week, we all came up reasonably poor.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, some of us didn't even have clothes.
It's all cost cutting, all right?
I literally got Caleb's hand-me-downs, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my sister's
Every
hand-me-downs.
single one of my, items of clothes that were ever worth wearing were Caleb's hand-me-downs. Have you seen this motherfucker's legs?
Yeah, 3 years after I wore them because that's when he grew into them.
Dude, it was the 90s. Baggy jeans were in.
Oh, mate. Oh, shit.
So, Mitch, who's Mitch?
He's a listener. And he
Awesome.
wrote into us this week. Would you like me to read the email?
Yes, please.
Hi, guys. Great podcast. Love the shit talking and banter. Just wondering, maybe for a podcast episode, for a discussion point, what your thoughts are when hunting for meat between dispatching a deer with a headshot to reclaim 100% of the meat compared to heart/lung shot where you may lose a percentage of the meat. Have a good one. Looking forward to the next podcast. Kind regards, Mitch.
Bro, this is a good,
Yes.
good question.
Good question,
And I
Mitch.
thought, thanks, Mitch. That's actually a really good topic to discuss, and it's quite relevant for us. Not necessarily in terms of deer, but we were discussing this on one of our recent trips where we were attempting some headshots, and we all sort of defaulted back to heart and lungs in the end.
Yeah, look,
And,
it's definitely a case of if you don't hit the head in the right spot, you have a great chance of blowing out that bottom jaw and the animal suffering. Having said that, with a lung shot as well, it's not an instant death. I mean, unless you nick the heart, yeah, okay. But if you're hitting double lungs, essentially you're suffocating the animal.
Yeah, if you've got a clear shot sight on, then you're all good. I mean, my rule of thumb out of that whole equation is if it's my rifle, headshot. If it's someone else's rifle, chest.
Yeah, I agree. And having said that as well, I actually, if I'm going to take a headshot, I prefer to have the back of the head
100% rather than
facing-
side on.
Yeah, rather than side on and front on. Yeah, okay, that's just as good. I'm going to bring up something actually that when I was a young child, this happened twice in one night spotlighting. So we were out spotlighting for some foxes, and this is when I was very young, and I was hunting with a mate named Peter. That's also my dad's name, but that's beside.
So
Dad was with us.
It was Peter, not Poiter.
Yeah, he wasn't
Peter,
Poiter.
yeah.
He was
He
definitely
wasn't
Peter.
Poiter.
There is only one Poiter.
Anyway, we spotlighted a fox. The first one was probably about 100 metres off the hay shed at Black Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And my mate shot it, and it hit it in the head, and it looked like it had died. And I actually, naturally, I run out to go get the
I know this
carcass.
story.
And I've gone to pick it, gone closer with it, and I've got my torch. and the thing was still alive. And I'm like, holy crap. Now, this projectile had ricocheted off its skull and taken its skin off and not penetrated the skull. And look, it would have had a massive headache and it didn't know what was going on. But the fact of the matter was it was still alive, and it was just on that freakish angle that just ricocheted, and it was a 308 as well. Now, an hour and a half later, the very same thing happened again down at the creek line.
Using subsonic loads or something?
No, they were soft points, 150 grain soft points, Winchester, and both times, man, don't know how, freakish thing, just happened, just skimmed off the head, and they were both frontal shots. So yeah, look, I've always had good luck with the back of the head. Always.
But it depends on the animal that you're hunting as well, and the skull structure. So if they've got like a gradient on the front of their face, then
you're not going to try and shoot a cow in the front of the head, like just above the eyes. It's got a large mass of bone.
Small T-zone.
The thing with the headshot is, I mean, there's more of a risk of missing because what tends to move around the most is the head, and it's a smaller target. So to bring it back to Mitch's discussion point in terms of deer and meat harvest is very much risk versus reward. So he's right in that if you shoot it in the head, you've got all the meat in the body to be able to harvest versus if you take a heart or lung shot,
you're going
to spoil a portion of the meat. But I think really what you have to do is assess it on a case-by-case basis.
And shooter.
Yeah, and shooter. Yeah, so if you're close enough, if you're confident in your shot and your rifle and the distance, if you're dialed in for that distance and the thing's not moving around, then go for it. Take a headshot and then you get extra meat.
Yeah.
If you're a bit on the doubtful side or, it's moving its head around or something's a bit obscured, then go safe, I think. And you sacrifice a bit of meat, sure. But I would say,
circumstances also, as you said, like if you're within sort of like 300 metres and you're competent, yeah, sure. If you're further out, well,
that's a lot of things know your own abilities though, isn't it?
Your gun, the elements.
I think it's just being realistic. Like, don't be a fucking dick. Really?
You really got to make that call on the fly. He's right though. If you hit in the head, you're going to have more yield.
Yeah, of course. But if you miss slightly and you blow its jaw off, it can run.
That having said that, man, hitting double lungs, they can still run for a long, long time.
Yeah, you can still. They'll still run. You may not be able to fight them, but I think when I say don't be a dickhead, it means don't take a shot unless you know. That's rule number fucking one, really. And if you don't know, then you need to go down to the range. That's how you know that you need to spend more time putting fucking lead on steel. If you don't know how good a shot you're going to be at every realistic range, then go to the fucking.
I feel like it is. It's something that comes with experience and knowing what your best bet is on the night. So I mean, we adjusted ourselves like a couple of weeks ago where we were going for headshots, which we had traditionally been nailing and having success with, but too many were just running off. So we just went center of scene mass, bang, and they were just dropping. And that was down to the ammo we were using at the time as well. Yeah. It was breaking up a bit differently to what we'd used previously. So I think you really just have to know your equipment, know yourself, know what sort of shooting form you're in as well. Experience, all that sort of gear. It all comes into play where you make an informed decision. So, I mean, if you're a novice, heart and lungs, don't be going for head. But if you're dialed in and you're
look, I'm gonna just interject. Actually, I want to say if you're a novice, practice on paper until you are confident that you can respectfully put that animal down.
Yeah, that's what we're getting at. It's like if you don't know, then don't do it. Yeah. That's
number one rule here is you want to be an ethical hunter. Yeah. So you want to put something down as humanely as possible. You don't want it running off and suffering to the best of your ability. Yep, you're going to have some animals that are freaks of nature and just have super, like they just keep
we've had
living.
a couple of them. I mean, I've put 5 rounds in a row before while we were doing a cull, and the bastard got up and hopped away. Like chest, 5 rounds, and got up. I mean, he didn't hop far.
This was with your Crossman 177.
No, it was 308 actually. I think it was your 308, your Seiko.
He was making a
I
joke.
didn't have my Seiko back then.
No, I reckon you did.
Nah.
No, it was your old man's?
Oh, my old Seiko.
Yeah, your old
My
one.
heavy barrel.
Yeah, like your walnut stock.
Yeah.
I reckon
Oh,
that's,
could've
yeah.
been. Yeah.
Was that one using super fucking heavy rounds as well.
See,
But this is a big
factory
boy. He was bigger
factory
than me.
ammunition. There's such a what's the word? Inconsistency with projectiles as well.
Hmm.
Like I've seen essentially the same, or marketed the same round do some
Yeah.
funky shit. Like
But I
between
mean,
batches
50 Cent took, 6 shots to the chest and that motherfucker got back up. So, you
and
know,
one in the head.
yeah.
Wait, wasn't it 9 and one in the head or something?
I don't fucking know. Depends who you ask and which song you listen to as to what happened.
Bro, you would play that like a champ. Eh?
Yeah.
I'd be like, motherfucker.
I reckon it was 9. I got shot 9 times. Yeah, what? 12 times.
Bro, you
I got
earned-
shot
you earned it.
32 times.
You earned it, man. If that was the case, you 100% earned it.
Either that or, like we said, the bloke who was taking the shot just didn't know his own ability and should
Yeah,
have
he's
probably
too
gone
busy
and
trying to
practiced.
pull up his pants
Yeah, probably.
whilst shooting.
holding the pistol on its side.
He's going for the kill shot. Shoot.
Kill shot! Kill shot!
Let's give Mitch's topic of discussion. It's let's do our due diligence on this topic. Is there an alternative to the two? Can we go the neck? Is that an option?
Become a vegan.
That is not an option.
Not an option. What are your thoughts on neck shots? Obviously, that's a bigger mass than a head shot.
Yeah, but you're
not going to spoil meat.
But the location of a fatal, like you need to hit fatal, like spine or jugular.
Yeah,
There's no
neck shots, a lot of the time you can just paralyse them, which I do wonder if that is, if you're following up pretty quick, maybe it is the lesser of two evils. Having said that, we're talking about quite small game, really. We're not talking about large game like nilgai or something like that where you've got to bust through like, I don't know, inches and inches of skin and fat and then bone and muscle and yeah.
444, bro.
Yeah, well, even scrub balls or buff.
That's the whole like appropriate caliber for the appropriate species.
You hit something, actually, knowing your animal's anatomy is paramount as well. There is slight differences in deer species where things sit and lie, pigs and so you do have to know your anatomy and your point of aim.
Isn't it quite funny? You quite often see on Instagram, you'll see a picture of a deer side on, and then the question is, there's like 4 points on it, and which would you aim, A, B, C, or D? And you get people like answering 4 different things, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
and most of them are correct. Most of them would be a kill shot, so to speak. And especially with in relation to what caliber you're using. I mean, if you're using a 300 on what you're saying with those pictures on Facebook with the where would you aim? Chances are, and it's on like a fallow or a red, you're gonna smash it.
And is that like a rhetorical, like a question of someone who genuinely wants to know where to aim, or is it like the old, where would you aim if you had the choice?
No, I think it's just sparks a bit of debate, and people then tee off on each other and like, you're a fucking idiot.
Well, it does. A lot of people don't believe in headshots.
Wow,
That was Ryan farting.
No, that was
The sound of Ryan's asshole sounds like
that was
a
the
cork.
sound of Galway pipe being poured in my cup.
You want to hope that's audible.
I hope it's
I mean, I did hear it in my headphones, so yeah. Probably wasn't worth the pause.
Look, Mitch, this is a
Thanks for writing.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mitch. Yeah, we appreciate
Very
your
good. Shout out to you,
contribution there, sir.
I've drawn a long bow there, but keep it in the family of listeners, and thanks.
I like what you did there.
It's a good topic of discussion. So I mean, to summarise, I think risk versus reward, 100% I'd rather have more meat. But
Well, let's narrow this down.
don't be taking that head shit.
Let's narrow this down. Fallow, 243, headshot or chest shot. Josh, go.
Buck or doe?
Doe.
Again, buck or doe, distance, like there's so many variables.
250 meters.
Head.
Caleb, you're Josh. Caleb. 250 meters. Doe.
Well, in this instance, I'd be using your rifle because I don't have a 243.
No, okay. We'll correct that. You have a 243. You've used it for
It's your
2 years.
243.
Oh, so I know this 243 well? Then yeah, headshot. Then I get a shit ton more meat.
At 250 meters.
250 meters, yeah. I'm confident with that.
What if there was a slight breeze?
I would move in closer.
So you wouldn't take the shot.
No, I would just move in closer. Which way is the breeze going, Ryan?
I see.
Again, there's so many variables, and this is why you just have to get out there in the field and practice.
And point.
Exactly.
What would you do?
I'd either go for
Get his bow out
take a
and
chest
miss.
shot. Yeah, get my bow out,
shoot
get
the yacht
super
sailing
excited.
past.
I'd hit the tree behind him with my bow.
I mean, if I was having a bad day and I wasn't confident, then I'd go for the larger target.
I find that if I pop my collar, I feel a lot more confident. So if I'm feeling down, I just tend to do that and picks me up, and then boom, you get that sub MOA like a motherfucker.
No one give Ryan a rifle ever again.
So yeah. Anyway, well, when we get to this week's ND, I'll talk a bit more about feeling in the zone.
Yeah, I'm a fake.
But yeah, I'm done. Thanks, Mitch.
get
Really
it.
appreciate your
Thank you
feedback
very much.
Buddy.
and the question.
That is awesome. I just want to point out that was our first proper email. Sorry,
No,
Hayden.
it's the first one that we read
Sorry,
out.
buddy.
That's the first one I've read to you. There's been plenty.
We've had a fair bit of feedback.
Really?
You're not on
Yeah.
the emails.
Are we
so-
talking about Hayden's just belt feeding emails?
No.
No, this is
outside of our spam emails from Hayden, there's been some emails. But I thought this one was a good one to bring
Hayden,
up.
bruh. Shout out to you.
All right, I'm done. Josh, what do you got?
All right, so I'm going to jump back to rifles, obviously keeping it in the family. So my dad shot like his whole entire life and was taught by his father. And his dad back in, I don't know, the 1800s, whenever the hell, no, it was earlier than that.
Pre-Nam,
It was like the Boer War.
Nazi Germany.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Pre-Nazi
know.
Germany.
He brought a Mod 222 CZ, which I've discussed previously, but he also bought a 12 gauge shotgun. Now, for the past probably, I don't know, since Dad inherited this 12 gauge, it's a side by side and it's an old Hammerlock.
Is it a coach?
No, it's definitely not a You've used it. Yeah.
Have I?
Yeah. Yep.
It's delicious.
Anyway, this, like, Dad and I have had this ongoing debate, actually, what it is. Because
As
it
in
doesn't
the
have
make and model.
a make on it. And we've had this debate for so long. His dad actually originally told him when he first gave him the rifle, it was a Sterling. We just spent the best part of this afternoon trying to find it on the internet. And the closest that we can come to is a Rizzini.
It's a ghost gun.
It's a ghost. You're a ghost gun. Good God.
No, I'm the ghost in the bushes.
Anyway, this thing's a piece of shit. It is
Oh.
the biggest piece of shit.
I thought you were going to like, yeah, it's really good. You know, we inherited this.
Super
Nah.
rare.
So it is hand engraved, and the engraving looks like it was done by a high 9-year-old.
It's a fucking ghost gun.
It is terrible. It just looks like, apart from its age, and my dad's dad obviously didn't look after it too well. So the patina on it has certainly gone. The bluing is almost non-existent. Anyway, it also works sometimes, doesn't work other times. It's a piece of shit. And Dad and I have had this conversation many, many times about whether we should sell it or whether we should just hand it into the gun shop and let them take a angle grinder to it. Having said that, my grandpa passed away, God, a few years ago now, probably about 5 or 6. And that's when Dad inherited the firearms from him. even though Dad had them in his possession prior to that. Anyway, it brings up the question, should we hang on to it as a family heirloom, even though it's a hunk of fucking shit?
I think the first question that needs to be asked there is, can you establish value on it? Monetary value, I mean, not sentimental.
So I don't know if my father remembers this, but we've actually taken it to the gun shop and asked them, one, what is it? And two, how much is it
Well, they're
worth?
like, it's a ghost gun.
Now, once again, one person said it's a Sterling, one person said it's a Rizzini, and they're both like, oh, it's worth about, I don't know, $100.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is, again, to your point before, old does not equal valuable.
Yeah.
This
it
is
doesn't.
true. I mean,
And-
I went through the similar thing when I got given all those old firearms from the old farm boy. So the Wildcat 30325, 22 BSA, like all old rifles, like in relatively good condition, just needed a decent clean. But I was thinking to myself, I rubbed my hands together, going, "Fuck yeah, 308 25. That's I never heard of that before." Now it turns out every motherfucker after the wars converted their 303s
Yeah,
to the
cheaper.
Wildcat round. Yeah, and it's sporterized as well. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
I mean, it was, from memory, the first shotgun I ever shot.
Yeah, I think it
I think
was.
it's probably the first
And-
shotgun I ever shot as well.
This was a long time
did
ago.
you just shoot my Sterling single barrel when I was like
No,
real young?
No, I didn't. That one we're talking about is the first one I shot, and it was again out spotlighting early days, and there was a quail in a paddock, and someone said, "Caleb, jump out of the ute, go shoot the quail." And I'd never shot a shotgun before, so didn't quite know what to expect. It did kick a bit. And it doesn't, from memory, it doesn't have like any sort of padding on the butt of it. It's just like a metal plate.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
It's a man shot.
So it does bruise your shoulder.
And it weighs like a kilo, and you're like, how the hell does this thing weigh? Like, it's light.
I just
very
remember
light.
shooting this quail and then just a puff of feathers in front of me.
It's skinny, and it doesn't feel meaty. My dad's got the Rizzini Ombre, and that thing, like the under and over, and that thing is outstanding. It's
Is that
light.
Rizzini?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Rizzini. And
That's nice.
That thing's
I like
amazing.
that
That
thing.
thing's just
This is the one you
very
shoot better
nice.
than he does.
Very
yeah,
nice to shoot.
damn.
That's
That's my
beautiful.
inheritance right there.
No, that thing is a nice shot.
Boyder, if you're listening, mate, I'm your best friend. Yeah, don't give it to Caleb or Ryan.
Why would he give it to me?
Yeah, exactly,
You're his biological son that you know,
mate.
They might feel sorry for you
as far as you know.
because you didn't grow up with clothes.
Maybe he looks at your face and is like, oh.
I mean, you didn't inherit the fot.
yeah, that's true.
What? The fuck?
Fucking orange top. We covered this last week, bro.
Oh, don't keep up with your made up shit.
I mean,
It's not made up.
It's definitely not a thing.
What do you mean?
If it was a thing, I would have heard of it by
I'd
now.
never heard it till last
Oh,
week.
Fot.
These are clowns.
I
Bluey,
thought it was some sort of fetish thing on the
You're
hub.
living in a little bubble.
No,
redhead,
it's a large bubble. Thank you very much.
redhead, bluey, ranger. I've never heard anything
Yeah.
else. Blood nut. That's the other
Blood
one.
nut.
Blood
Fot.
nut.
Blood nut. That sounds like a fucking Pornhub category.
And we're back on the Pornhub.
We never left.
How do we
bro.
always get there?
Ryan.
We do have a problem. We should.
No,
we
Ryan
should.
has a problem.
I think we all three of us.
I actually reckon if you checked your like phone history, man,
Should we do
there'd
that?
Be like
Should we-
there'd be
should
like
we all-
1,000 windows open and it'd be some fucked up shit.
Incognito, bro.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I learned at a very young age to make sure you delete your browser history.
You can't delete stick mags, mate.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try to hide them.
Yes, they make a bulge under the carpet squares.
Yeah, but my mum, when I was younger, I think I was like 13 or 14, you know the old Bras and Things magazines?
Oh
You know
yeah,
how they used to do the mail drop for that?
It's a gateway to porn, bro.
It's a fucking gateway to porn, man.
it's every like 19.
Yeah,
like
you know, my
90s
mum busted me for having a
baby.
collection of fucking bras. I could tell what day of the month it was and how close it was to the fucking mail drop because they did it every quarter. And it'd come in the mail, and they'd come with the little rubber band around, like 7 or 8 of the ones mixed in with Kmart. So you start at Kmart and then you progress because, you know, there's Bras and Things that comes along.
You've got a problem.
Do you know what actually? You think he's got a problem? Listen to this story. I had a favourite in the Bras and Things catalogue, a favourite model,
that you knew by name without the internet.
Yeah.
Legit. Like her name was Sarita Stella. Shout out to Sarita if you ever listen to this. Back in the day. And I knew who she was because she was also a model on Sale of the Century. You know when they'd like go to the prize package and there'd be some chick in a bikini like modelling a Bali holiday?
Can't do that now. It's 2021.
Yeah, and I'm like,
but
holy shit, I've seen her before. Yeah, she's in the Bras and Things catalogue. Sure enough.
wow.
So I had someone to look forward to in the Bras and Things catalogue.
This is what started Caleb's stalking career off. Oh, God.
You know that one friend that you have that you can find anyone on Facebook? Just
That's Caleb.
bam, 2 minutes, damn. That's Caleb.
Don't ever give him a name because he'll be like, oh,
Don't even give him a description, let alone a name.
I'll find you and I will kill you.
I've always said you'd make a good detective because you're a creep.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like full Dexter style. Be a creep and then also find creeps.
Yeah. Takes one to know one, bro.
I can look in all the right places.
Anyway.
So, did you say look or lick?
Oh, fucking don't turn me on.
Jeez, that was easy. Didn't have to buy you dinner.
Fucking hell, you're
Any-
easy.
do.
Anyway,
Licking is dinner.
my question I ask is, do I keep it in the family?
What's the
This suspense is fucking killing me. That's another episode for the those following at home earlier on in the podcast. The suspense is killing me.
Answer
Look it
the
up.
damn question.
I'm making a plug. Well, sorry, I wasn't even listening.
Should Poiter keep that in the family and pass it down to you, or should you on-sell it?
Nah, well, Dad's almost gone, so, you know.
Poiter, if you're listening, hang on there. Hang on for dear life.
bro. You can do it. Stay away from the light, Poiter.
He's got 20 years still.
Hopefully.
I mean, 10 of them will be walking.
Actually,
mean-
I'd like to get him out on some more hunts before.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah.
Give him 20 years. That puts you in your mid-50s. Are you going to want it?
Can you not talk like that?
It's upsetting, isn't
Is
it?
that a very sobering thought? 20 years' time, you're going to be 54.
All of a sudden, Pornhub doesn't seem so funny.
I kind of want to go cry. Bloody hell.
Oh, you got him right on the field.
You know what this means?
What?
Our best years are ahead of us, so we should all buy four-wheel drive vans.
Oh, Jesus. You're not going to let
Stop
this go. are you?
shoehorning that into every fucking conversation we've ever
For
had.
those following at home, every conversation we've had tonight, leading up to recording the podcast, has ended.
It's been like the last couple of months.
Yeah, definitely.
3 months straight.
It's ended in Josh saying, "You know what would solve that? Buy a van."
Would you road trip with us?
Yeah.
There you
There's a
go.
difference between
You
a
go from
road trip.
You go from
So
hunting
there's-
location to fishing location to hunting location to getting pissed to living out your van. Yeah, sick.
Anyway, what van were we talking about? The Iveco what?
Monster.
Monster. Which is a house on
van called
wheels.
the Monster. I do like that. It's attractive.
It's quite cheap too. It's modest.
It's only $250,000.
It's over a quarter.
Well, I thought you said it was 220. What is it, like 280? 280.
That's
Fuck
that's
yeah.
like ticking all the boxes.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
that's like a turnkey house, though, isn't it? Like equivalent.
Yeah, it's the price of
Yeah.
a one-bedroom unit.
yeah.
Yeah.
On wheels.
Yeah, but
that you
you're
can go
talking, it's
anywhere.
all decked out, though, isn't it? You don't need to do anything to it. You just literally roll up.
Yeah, it's
roll
buy it,
out,
get in it, and fucking drive.
fucking go.
Anyone from
your
Iveco
guns.
is out there listening, sponsor us and give us one, please.
Please give us three.
No,
Because
give us
there's
one
three
and
of
we'll
us.
all live in it together.
Oh, done.
I'll take
Fuck
one.
You.
I don't give a shit.
Fuck you. Share a bed.
You're going to fuck me and share a bed?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. No.
Dinner and a movie first,
said-
please. I'm not that cheap.
Really?
Yeah, nah, yeah.
Caleb just covered that.
You are a cheap ass.
I'm definitely cheap. I'm like the fucking. I don't even need dinner and a movie.
can
I'd
be
be
bought.
happy with a bag of chips and I don't know. The moon.
I mean,
A promise of a real name.
I promise of a real name.
so back to your question.
For those,
Talking about
for those
strippers
following
here.
at home,
Back to your question. I think no harm, no foul. Like you've inherited it, just keep it in the family. Don't sell it. It's got some sentimental value.
Yeah, look, it does. Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
if it's useful,
probably killed a guy back in the day.
Yeah, back in the Boer War. Yeah. No,
I don't know, man. Like I'm not with you on that one at all.
No.
yeah, I'm not a sentimental kind of
Nah.
guy, actually.
Practicality. If there's no practical application to it, if you've got something that you can do better with what you would use it for, then why keep it? Other than a sentimental value.
Says the man that has like a bunch of really
There's
old.
a BSA and some other bullshit.
Yeah, because I don't want to buy a new 22. I've got a 22 that I paid nothing for that works pretty well.
Well, by that logic, he should keep it.
Look,
No, he's got
actually,
got to get another shotgun though.
In my life, I have had many, many different calibers, and I've actually slowly dwindled that a lot down over the years and got rid of a lot of calibers. And this actually goes to Chris Heenan. Chris Heenan, me and him had a
Now he has
conversation.
multiple of the same caliber.
Yeah, now,
Chris Heenan and only one.
same amount of rifles, just narrow down the caliber.
Chris Heenan and I had this conversation. So he's over in the States. Good fella. Shout out to Chrissy Boy.
Shout out to Chris.
Anyway, we had this conversation. I asked him because he only had like two rifles, a 22 and it was a Blazer, and it had an interchangeable barrel. And I said, "Oh, what's going to be your next platform?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't want one." And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Oh, I'd rather be like excellent with one gun than good with."
Yeah, we've spoken about this briefly before.
You've used that exact quote on this podcast
yeah.
before.
Yeah. I mean,
And I
get
was
some new
like,
material,
well,
man.
You know, yeah, it made sense. And over the years, that sort of stuck with me. And I'm like, yeah, well, look, I'd rather be excellent with one rifle than.
And that comes back to
mediocre.
what we were talking about before about taking a shot between, like choosing between the headshot and the chest shot, or heart and lungs, is be good with what you've got that is yours, and be good enough to understand it so that you can make those decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, is this the only reason you still have your ticker?
No, I'm thinking about getting rid of the ticker actually.
The 308
Yeah, to buy 223.
with the folding stock
Yeah.
that you never.
So I'm going to probably buy I've been looking at the Warwick F1.
Ooh, get a Warwick. I've always wanted to
Two,
shoot one of
three.
those bad boys.
Can we just say Warwick?
Warwick? Is it
It's
Warwick or Warwick?
No, who says Warwick? It's Warwick. The second
Warwick.
W is silent. Warwick.
It's a silent where.
You're a silent
Is it Warwick?
word.
I thought it was Warwick.
It's definitely Warwick.
Okay, if Warwick is listening,
I mean,
or
punch-
Warwick.
there's a very famous
punctuality
footballer in Australia called Warwick Kappa, and his name is spelled Warwick.
Yeah, but he's also funny looking.
That's how also
And
how
name
Warwick is
punctuality
spelled.
doesn't apply to names either.
God, I hope you're wrong, Caleb.
No, I'm right. It's all right.
Warwick sounds better because it's got the war.
Either or, they're all. It's the straight pull F1, and I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on it. Actually,
I can
so I'm
do
thinking-
it.
It's a 223 though.
Yeah, look, I
have owned one
I
before,
love
actually, haven't you?
fox shooting. I have. It was a Remington BDL, and I sold it. And to be honest, it was
Love of
probably
your
the
life.
worst decision because they are so versatile. The little 223, they'll shoot fallow all day long. Foxes, yeah.
But yours was like tactical and shit.
And you're giving
no,
me
it's
shit
not.
about
It's the
not
BDL.
getting a
Oh, sorry,
308.
BDR. I was thinking of your 7615.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Get a 308.
Oh, I did have a 7615, and I don't rate the pump. And look, I went to SHOT Show. I got to use a SHOT Show and the Deer Expo in Melbourne 2 years ago now, and I got to play with the F1, and I like it.
They're a fucking good rifle.
Actually, Aussie Reviews did a review on it, and look, I can't fault it actually for what it is. And fox shooting, yeah, like I just sit there and go, it'd be perfect for it.
What's the price range of this beautiful Australian
Yeah,
made
like
rifle?
$3,600, I think, around there.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah, look,
all.
I'd
Very,
stick-
very well
I'd stick a
engineered
Night
piece
Force
of
on
firearm,
it straight
mate.
away, and so you're looking at
$5,000.
nothing like $6,000 pretty much, rings, everything else.
So when you round everything out, once you get all your bullshit sorted, you're looking probably around 8 or 9K by the time you're done.
No,
Nah, not that much.
$6,000.
Yeah, what you're going to just grab it, stock, whack a Night Force on, and that's it.
And rings, yeah.
Well, he's got a bipod to take off his other shit. He's
Yeah,
got
but Atlas
rings
will
to
fit
take
on
off
it.
his other shit.
You're not going to fuck with your trigger. You're not going to put a brake. I mean, I'm assuming it comes with a brake.
I'd probably,
or something like
I'd
that.
probably get APRS to lighten the trigger up for us a little bit. Having said that, my A7 Rough Tech in 308 has factory trigger, and I've actually kind of come accustomed to a little bit heavier trigger. When I was younger, I absolutely loved the light triggers. Dad was
Yeah.
a big advocate of single set triggers. So you push it forward and it drops it right down. And yeah, I used to love that growing up. But having the A7, I don't know if it's because I've shot it a lot or I have got used to it. But I like it. So I probably would get them to lighten up the trigger a little bit. It's Cerakoted straight off the bat. It's just, I don't really see. The only thing that I'd like to do if I bought one was skeletonize it to make it lighter. So I'd get like the Magwell skeletonized, and I'd probably see if I could get a new forend, maybe because you got M-lock all over the thing. I'd probably.
So you're looking at about
reduced.
8 to 10 grand.
Nah, not to start with.
I mean, you sound like a custom build at this point.
No. Not at the start. Not at the start. And then I'd do what we discussed the other week, and I'd look at getting a Vortex 45-degree mount and sticking a reflex slider on.
I'm pretty keen to get one of those just for shits and giggles on my 243.
Well, it's not going to be shits and giggles because it's actually going to have an application.
Oh, by shits and giggles, I mean I just fuck around with it for a little bit, then get bored and put it on something else.
You won't put it.
Although
on,
this said, I'm the man who won
Put it on your BSA.
I got a scope that's better than everything that I own combined, and it's still sitting in its box.
You won it. Yeah, that's retarded.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I don't think I haven't told this story on the podcast yet. So the Adelaide Gun Store, shout out at them.
The Adelaide Gun Shop. Yeah.
Adelaide Gun Store, Adelaide Gun Shop. We rolled in there once, me and a mutual friend of ours, Joel. Shout out to Joel. I know he listens. The big man.
Joel.
Yo.
How you going, buddy?
M-Dog. He's getting right into it. And we strolled in there randomly, and it just happened to be the Beretta night, and they were giving away a Boris scope. Fuck knows why. So the draw was like either win a brand spanking over and under or the Boris scope. I ended up going and buying a $30 fucking box of ammunition and walked away with a $600 scope.
Why is that not on your 243?
Because I'm lazy.
Man, bring it over and we'll mount it.
No, I'm running the Vortex on the 243. I'm very happy with that. Like it's very good. But that said,
Do you know what? Save the Boris for your 308 when you fucking finally.
no,
buy it.
I want to run the.
Let's start a poll. Listeners, give us an email if you think buying should fucking upgrade.
Should I buy a 308 or should I get a?
Buy
He'll
it.
do it if you say yes.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for peer pressure.
Pressure him. He'll
I'm
do
a
it.
sucker for a Prudilati as well. But I don't know, man. Like I think the plan for me at the moment is to get the Boris on
A
probably
308.
I'll probably put the Boris on the 243 and then put the Vortex on the Wildcat.
Why don't you just get a Nightfall?
Because I don't buy Ralph Lauren, I buy $6 Kmart special t-shirts. And the same principle applies.
The only reason he has the Boris is because it was free.
Yeah, man.
He won it. So now he'll put it on the.
Dude, I'm the guy
Kmart gun.
who puts together all of the cheapest shit you can find, but it's the best of the cheapest shit.
Look, I'll give it to you. Your Hauer, I actually like the Hauer 1500s. They're
All
nice.
of the rifles that I have
Nice.
got that everyone has bagged the shit out of me for paying the lowest price for, everyone who shot them has gone, fuck me, I need to get one of
Oh,
these.
look, it's no Seiko A7 or even a Tigger, but
Yeah, but it's a good bit of fun.
look, it for $800, you can't go wrong. Actually,
for
Steve's going to trade in. So our mutual mate Steve is going to trade in his
Stephen with a P.
He's
Yes,
getting rid of his
people.
Rigger American.
No, he's getting rid of his Browning BLR Lever 308.
Ooh,
And
How much
he
for?
just looked today. Well, you could probably get it at a bargain
yeah.
if you wanted to.
I don't know why he bought a Lever 308 anyway.
Either or the rule.
man.
That's like digressing. He's looking at the Hauer 1500, the thumbhole stock in the laminate. Yeah, and he's
That's all I
looking
have to say to
at
that.
in 6.5 Creekmore.
What do you want to do? Like fucking fuck your buttstock? Jesus Christ, who shoots with a fucking thumb hole? No one puts their thumb there anyway.
Who needs a folding stock either?
I know.
Well, you certainly didn't.
You didn't. And I told you this before you bought the rifle.
I did. I've
Multiple
used it.
times.
I've used it.
When?
In its case.
Yeah, no, it's great. Look how tactical I am when I put the rifle away.
It's perfect.
Tactical, bro.
Cuts down space. It's compact.
Yeah. No, it's definitely cool.
I can shoot it with
you
it
saved
folded.
a whole 200 mil on that motherfucker.
Yep.
Millimeters.
Anyway,
That is not
we're
even-
rambling now. Let's keep it rolling to this week's ND.
Sorry,
ND!
ND!
Negligent discharge. I fucking love that intro. It's not an intro. What is it? It's a sound grab.
Yes, I love the hand gesture you just did then.
I grabbed, like grabbing a pair of tits. One tit, singular. It was like a tit grab.
Really? I pictured you
Balls.
grabbing my dog's balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like an old lady's tit because
No,
you know,
it was like bear's testicles.
no, it was definitely on the side.
Nope.
No, it was definitely from.
Was it
under there.
really?
You read.
Yep.
Sorry,
You
that's
definitely
muscle
reached
memory.
up and grabbed like you're like the next thing out of your
That's
mouth.
muscle memory, man.
Exactly. The next thing out of your mouth was cough, or don't come too quickly. Those were the two next things you were going to say.
I'm just pleased the thumb didn't disappear.
No, it's the pinky, bro. Grab it.
I'm glad your thumb didn't disappear in someone's stock.
Well, only go for the best stock.
Just as a side note, roll a thumb. It's good. Don't even worry about the two fingers, one finger. Just go with a thumb.
Yeah.
Not even going to say what context I'm saying
All the
this.
ladies.
Just
I
fucking
think
do it.
everyone. Fuck you. I think everyone gets the context you're talking about.
I love how we're
being
a fucking
discreet and you're like-
hunting and outdoors podcast and you're giving advice on how to fucking wank a guy off.
What?
No, I was talking about women.
Yeah, that escalated quick.
We're definitely not on the same page.
This is where you've been going wrong the whole time, bro.
I've been rolling the thumb. That's what I need to do. Roll the thumb. No, what? Because your hand's on top and you roll the thumb.
Yeah, there we're talking.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Circular motions.
It's only
Yes.
taken Caleb 34 years to work this one out.
I mean, I didn't start 34 years ago, just quietly.
You sure? Because
No.
you come out your mum's.
It's great.
I'm not like a thumb roller at all.
I'm trying not to get too graphic, but imagine
Yeah, but
from
you're
behind,
like all your forward.
grabbing a good handful of ass and then do some shit with your thumb.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
See, now I know which direction
Yeah,
you're coming
yeah.
from. I thought
Are
you
we
were
talking
from
about
the front.
sailing the backdoor passage?
No. A
How
little
did
bit
that go for you this week? I caught a tuna.
I caught a tuna. Smell my fingers.
Wow, I'm
Smells
glad
like tuna.
we've our title is keeping into the family, and we've managed to go from jerking dudes off to going to the backpack.
No, you have. I've had no part of this. None.
No. Don't plead the fifth. You're in.
Wow, you're definitely a part of. You're a silent partner.
All right. Well, because we've banged on about useless shit for so long, I'm going to keep the ND short and take us back. Ryan, you weren't there. Josh, you were. We were. No, you weren't there. Ironically, we're out with your dad, but you weren't there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah,
Orcs. So Josh and I were there. My brothers were there. And it was the first time they'd ever been hunting. And
Thankfully, 50% of those brothers liked hunting. The other 50, maybe a girl.
I mean, I'm going to call them out. Elijah, you did well. Ezra, what the fuck?
dude,
Get around it.
get around it.
Yep.
Buy a gun. Be a man.
Yes. So there was a point in the night, and the ND is on myself because I feel like this isn't etiquette. However, I feel like I was justified. So we're on a property and we were doing some culling of the skippies. And the boys had had a few shots already, and it was a bit later on in the night, and there was a roo, and it was no more than 50 meters in front of us. And it was just sitting there, like not moving, just sitting, absolute sitter. And one of my brothers, I think it was Ezra.
Elijah.
Okay.
It's Elijah.
Yep. Okay. It was Elijah. Just fuck assing around. I'm like, it was the
Not that
easy-
we're naming names.
It was the easiest. Well, he should be named and shamed. It was the easiest shot you could ever imagine. Like, couldn't be easier. And it just got to the point where, you know, he'd had a few shots already. He knew what to do, but he just simply couldn't get a sight picture. And he's like moving his head up and down on the stock. And I'm like, fuck this. Jumped on the rifle I was holding and just shot the thing in the head. Like, just jumped on, bang, sights on, bang, shot.
Did not.
And I took his kill.
That's like cutting a man's grass.
So yeah, it's a bit of an ND, but by the same token, I was impressed with myself because I've literally just gone, pick it up, sight picture straight away, shoot in the head, dead,
Pure
dropped.
instinct.
And I'm like, that's how you do it, bro. And I felt,
Did you like just mic drop and
It was-
fuck
I
off?
think that was a
Essentially,
bit of the big brother trying to just keep his dominance.
Yeah, you got to swing
Oh,
your dick a little bit
100%.
sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Because you're actually pretty good with etiquette, like normally shooting.
That doesn't sound like anything you would do ever.
Yeah, I really think
it was definitely an assert your dominance, like a fucking silverback sort of.
I mean that
settle down. It was more like a field mouse. Fucking
silverback. Fuck. Well, you look like a bit of a silverback.
But no, I would have looked like a complete dick if I just jumped on, taken a shot and missed.
He's fucked up.
That's how you do it, bro.
I would have pissed myself with laughter. Actually, I still remember that. And it was the head wasn't moving. The whole body, like, it was just upright, looking, and it was. This is the weird thing. I reckon it stood there in the one position for about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It was that long. It was that long. Actually, that was that night, the same night that we spotlighted a fox about 400 plus meters out, and we whistled it in, and we turned the spotlight on, and things coming just full bore for us, and just didn't stop. And Elijah's like, I'm like, get ready, I'll bail it up. So I've done the old, oi, stop. It stopped. And then it's just started, like, he hasn't shot, and it started walking in. Like, kept walking in. And this thing walked past the fucking car, and I stopped it 4 times. I think you stopped it once as well.
Oh, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, I mean, but it's their first time hunting.
I mean, we did exercise a lot of patience that night. So to anyone who does ever come out with us and you're new to the sport, we're not dicks all the time. We actually have the patience to show people.
As long as you're not family.
And, Josh taught me, Josh taught Ryan, so he's demonstrated a lot of patience with us over the years, but we're now at a level.
No, you both pick it up real quick. So
Yeah, I was
really
going to say, I'm a
patience.
natural fucking hunter and gatherer, bro.
If you're actually listening, then there's no reason we wouldn't be patient with you, so...
Yeah, there's definitely, as I said, there was definitely the whole, you're my brother. And, when, like, they started getting into the swing of things, it wasn't like it was their first shot. They started this is a few hours into it. They started to get into the swing of things, understand how things were working. Your brothers are smart boys as well.
Oh, they are. And they pulled off harder shots, which is why I just couldn't understand why they were fuck-assing around.
confidence, maybe?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
This is where I think maybe the actual platform sort of stumped them. I think the scope, magnification, they didn't really know how to wind it back, because at this stage we were sort of pre-prepping
What
everything
rifle?
for them a
What
little
rifle
bit.
were they on?
I reckon it would have been the ticker.
Yeah, it was your ticker.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if they're built like you, which they are, their
Not quite.
their eye relief is going to be greater than what yours is. That's the biggest trouble that I have. I can't shoot your rifle comfortably at all.
I don't have a problem with Josh's rifles. I have a problem with your rifles and Peter's rifles because you're tall and have long necks.
No, Dad's rifles are shit because they're Leopold.
They're just shit.
But your dad struggles on my rifle with the eye relief. But I've got no neck, and you don't really have a long neck, whereas your neck and Ryan's neck are quite long.
Yeah, all my scopes are set super far forward.
And you're both blind.
Yeah.
No, that's a focal thing which you can change in 2 seconds, which you should just do anyway. But typically people are going to be pretty close with focus. But see, I think it's a magnification thing. I think he just got a little bit sort of bewildered with the magnification and didn't really understand to wind it back. That's why on the Seiko I've got a little spur. So you can just grab the spur and...
I like that.
I actually really like that feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to try and grab a cylindrical object. You just
man.
flick a lever, essentially.
And because it's standing up, and as you bring the rifle to your eye, it's like
You can see
in
it.
your eyesight. So you're like,
Yeah.
magnification. So it's almost like a reminder as well.
Yay, there's a knob in my face.
Yeah. You're used to that,
So
aren't you?
many dick references to
All right, well, good one. I think we're ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, buddy. Well, that takes us to next week's topic or interpretation, however you want to see it. It is expect the unexpected.
It's a mystery.
It's a
A
mystery.
mystery
Is
next
it
week.
a mystery? Well, it is expect the unexpected. So we'll see how that pans out. But until then, thank you very much for listening in and putting up with us and the hilarity that follows. And if you do feel the urge, add us on Instagram. We are Send It Mate Podcast.
I just want to say you're not giving a fucking phone sex here.
I'm giving information. I'm giving valuable information.
That's
to our
how he has
listeners.
phone sex. He just reads out some statistics to women and they're just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Why do you think librarians are attracted to me?
The
Fuck.
walrus has the biggest penis in the world.
It does. It's not, I wouldn't say common knowledge,
I
but
mean, don't lead with
Sorry,
that because then once you whip it out, it's going to be a massive letdown.
it's not the size, it's the way you use it.
Are you sure? You got a jelly bean, bro. It's still a jelly bean.
I've had some pretty good feedback from my jelly bean, buddy.
Tic Tac, let me freshen
All right,
your breath.
ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week for season 2, episode 10. It will be
Unexpected.
expect the unexpected. It will be unexpected. So I am Ryan signing off.
Oh, and who are we? Fuck.
Yeah, God.
Jeez.
It's
Just go
Ryan.
solo.
I'm just
Ryan's
saying.
going solo
Ryan
next week.
signing off. That is
Caleb, thank you.
Caleb. I'm pointing at him. He doesn't know who that is.
Josh.
That is Josh. Hit us up on the Instagram. Send a mate podcast. Send us an email.
All right, dude and dudettes. We'll see you next week.
Catch ya. Worst rap ever.
G'day, dude and dudettes. Josh here. Do you find it hard to keep your long, hard barrels free from gun STDs? Maybe you need a clean out of your bore. If this is you, jump on over to highcaliber.com.au and use the promo code SENDITMATE to receive a 10% discount on all your gun cleaning needs. And remember, it's sexy to support Australian-made products. Everyone here at Send It Mate uses High Caliber, and we can promise you that it'll keep your firearms free from those pesky gun STDs.